Spears. I'm making them in chunks. I was going to slice them up thin, but I think this batch right here, we're going to go with the chunks. And those are all ready to go. I've got them in my pint jars. I just decided to cut things short since I have to get this up to 180 anyway. I just put it all in a vat because I have absolutely no room on this stove to stack all them big canning pans on here. So my temperature's getting on up. I'm looking for 180 here. I'm up around 125 so far, somewhere in there. I'm about to bring to a boil my brine. Alright, I'm bringing my pickling brine to a boil. I used 14 cloves of branches of fresh dill in here, cooking it down with it. I know that tells you to add it separately in the jars, but I'm just cooking it in it because I've done that before. I've got 3.5 teaspoons of ground mustard seed. I've got 3/4 cup of sugar, and I got a 1/2 cup of canning salt in here. And I'm stirring this with a brine, like I say, and I put 1 quart of water and 1 quart of white vinegar. Got all the jars filled. My water's maintaining 180, and as I took each jar out, I would dump the volume of the water because I was going to fill it with the brine and the pickles, and that totally maintained my 1 to 2 inches above the jars. I've held 180 the entire way, and you can see I've got about an inch over them, maybe 1.25 inches. So now I'm bringing the temperature up, putting the lid on, and I'm getting it up to 212, and then I'll hit the timer for 15 minutes. When I was canning on these, or filling the jars with the brine with a ladle, I was coming in and I was making sure it was mixed, and I would ladle each one carefully till I got a 1/4 inch headspace when I put the lids on. Made sure I wiped the lids good, seal it down finger tight, and put them all individually. And then I would hold the jar with the holder there, the jar lift, and I would tip them carefully back and forth, and make sure there was any air. I'd work it to the top. That way I didn't have to try to punch in that the handle on that to try to get any air out. It took care of all of that. I did it very gently. Okay, so now the lid's on, and as soon as it comes to a rolling boil, I'll time out 15. Alright, I just completed my 15 minutes. I've got 7 pints waiting on them to pop. Make sure they're all sealed up good. Let them sit and stand till tomorrow afternoon, and we'll be ready to mark them up, date them, put them away. And I've got 3 pints in the fridge. I had some leftover brine, so I filled the 3 more jars of it and put them in the fridge. And these got to sit 4 to 6 weeks before they cure out, so the brine and the salt and all the dill and everything works all the way through the pickles. So they've got some cure time they got to do.